High temperature yesterday was 32, which is the first time this month we haven't made it above freezing. So it was a cold weekend and a windy one. Right now, our temperatures are mainly in the 20s, 22 in Lindenhurst, Hoboken at 26, Armonk at 20, 25 in the city, Asbury Park at 28. So we're still talking about a wind chill, though not as bad. I mean, you're still looking at 16 as it feels like in the city. Even Armonk at 7 degrees as it feels like, Hoboken at 26. The winds, however, notice 9 miles per hour. They are starting to calm down and they'll gradually decline as we get through the day, but it's still going to be a cold one. So you do have some clouds that are out there, not bad, but some broken up clouds over parts of the region. We are going to have some high pressure off to the north, just over Lake Ontario. So that's going to give us sunshine for the morning. And then we're watching this other system just to the south. So this is actually starting to get itself together. Notice it has cold air to the north, warmer air to the south, and we're going to see that mix as well by the time it gets here. In terms of the timing, it's not until it's looking like tomorrow morning. We stay dry throughout the day, sunshine to start, clouds gradually build in throughout the afternoon, and again, we're dry today. As we head in through the overnight hours, overcast conditions, and then by tomorrow around daybreak, we'll start to see that precipitation making its way into the area. In terms of our wind chills, that sticks with us as well. So 22 is the feels like temperature by 9 o'clock this morning. In the afternoon, we feel like we're right around that freezing mark. Some areas still feeling like they're in the 20s throughout the day for today. In terms of the snowfall for tomorrow, notice by 5 o'clock, still looking dry. It's not looking like things really amp up until about 7, 8 o'clock. Some areas are going to see consistent snowfall from the city north and west. You have the mixing line just to the south of the city and then rain well to the south, like areas Monmouth, Ocean County. Probably just going to see rain throughout the day. We have consistent snowfall even through the evening hours, and while it's not a big snow maker or precipitation maker, we do have this during the daytime on Tuesday, not clearing out until Wednesday, so slick and slippery conditions would be the concern. 1 to 3 as you head north and west, about 1 inch for the city, not much to the south, and about 1/2 inch for Long Island. Here's that 7-day forecast. We'll let this simmer for a second. Have a crash right near Country Club Road. This one really not causing much of a delay, but for those of you trying to head out through the area, notice that you might probably see some flashing lights, so to give crews there and emergency vehicles the space they need to clear that out. Then we'll move on over to the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Manhattan bound, you might get a little slow because Manhattan bound, you have a disabled vehicle there. But for the most part, we're looking at green traffic flows across the maps, which means things are quiet. Alternate side of the street parking, it is in effect with meter rolls citywide, guys. Back to you.
Marissa, thank you. President
Like 14 degrees in Central Park and 8 degrees up in Ardsley, 19 as it feels like in Rumson. So here's that satellite radar picture. We're already starting to clear out with those clouds. They'll gradually build throughout the day, but we are going to get some sun at least to start. In terms of the day planner, we will make it above freezing for today, the mid to upper 30s, but feeling more like we're around that freezing mark with those winds as well. We'll have an extended forecast. We are talking about snow coming up for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and switch over to traffic, taking a live look at the LIE this morning. Everything is quiet. People just getting the day started. Takes a second for the atmosphere to get saturated over us. So 9 o'clock, then we're noticing some snow in the city and areas to the north and west, rain to the south, and it kind of stays with that setup with the city right near that rain snow line, as we typically are, with steadier snow off to the north and west and rain still to the south. It clears up by late Tuesday and through early Wednesday, and then Wednesday will actually rebound just a little bit with these temperatures, and we're back to being dry. Not much, as I mentioned, in terms of accumulation. 1 to 3 as you go north and west, about 1 inch for the city, nothing to the south, and about 1/2 inch for areas on Long Island. Then we're looking ahead. We have another system that we're looking at for Thursday, and it's a close call at this point. Most models in agreement that this area of low pressure stays mainly to the south of us. Of course, if it gets a little bit to the north, we could see some snow once again for Thursday, but we'll keep an eye on that one. The one guarantee I can tell you is after that passes through, the cold air, we get a piece of the polar vortex dipping down. Look at this. It feels like temperature for Friday morning. We're going to be around 0 as it feels like. So here's the 7-day forecast. Here's a winner. Everything stays off peak throughout the day at all times, but certainly something to check again. Most branches are seeing some changes on the morning and evening rush hour trains. With the rest of rail and even with the trains and on LIRR, everything's on or close to schedule, which means things are running on time. Subways reopened at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, and so far they're also looking good. Alternate side of the street parking, meter rolls, everything in effect today citywide. John, Kirsten?
Marissa, thanks.
This morning, clouds filling in later as we head in through Tuesday. Light snow and a wintry mix. It's looking like the city in the north, 1 to 3 inches, and then about a half an inch to an inch for areas on Long Island, and then really not much south through New Jersey along the shore especially. Temperatures a bit milder for Wednesday. We dry out for Wednesday. Then we're looking at a close call for Thursday. Right now, it's looking like the system will stay mainly to the south on Thursday, but look at the cold air that arrives for Friday and Saturday. Now, these are air temperatures where we're really not going to make it out of the 20s for Friday and Saturday, with wind chills in the morning and overnight hours hovering around 0, if not feeling like below 0 in parts. So we'll be talking about that. Byron is in this morning, and he is going to have more on the forecast coming up in the next hour. I will get you out the door with a check of traffic this morning for those of you that have a commute and you're heading over to the subways. Heads up, we have some brake problems, and that's impacting those Jamaica-bound F trains where they have some delays right now. I will let you know when those clear out of the way. We also have some delays on the Rockaway shuttle and the A train. This is because they had to open up the South Channel Bridge. This should be easing out momentarily, but we'll also keep an eye on that one until it does. But the rest of the subways are moving along fine, including our rails. Rails are on or close to schedule with Metro North, New Jersey Transit Path. LIRR also on or close to schedule, but notice we have new timetables in effect, so off-peak pairs will stay in effect at all times, but pretty much every branch seeing some changes with the morning and evening rush hour train. So something to check ahead if that impacts you. Alternate side of the street parking and meter rules are in effect today citywide. Back to you guys.
Marissa, thank you. The Super Bowl match.
Start you off on this Wednesday with a check of your weather and traffic with Marissa Torres. Good morning, Marissa.
Good morning, guys. Waking up, it's a little sticky out there.
Yeah.
I was saying my hair grew about 3 sizes overnight. What happened? So it's sticky, but look at these temperatures. We're at 66 in Chelsea, Newark at 67. You have Rosedale at 61 as we take it out towards Queens. So we're not feeling too bad, but this is the problem. Our dew points have gone up a little bit. So when we talk about moisture in the atmosphere, our dew points are around 60. So it is higher than yesterday. We have today, and then it'll go down for tomorrow. But with the heat and humidity that we are expecting for today, that summer-like feel, we also have some thunderstorms in the forecast. Not till later now, it's just some clouds that are out there. We're expecting to break out of these clouds later this afternoon, which will really help bring up these temperatures. The area is going to be around 90 degrees, except for Long Island, you'll be a little bit cooler. Watching this front coming in, so again, we're going to be timing out these thunderstorms, some of which could be quite strong in through the afternoon and evening hours. By noon, we're already at 82 degrees, 86 by 5 p.m. So summer is back, my friends. We'll have the extended forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and switch over to traffic, and we'll go ahead and just leave it on the George Washington Bridge. So notice we have some construction, however, that is for the outbound.
As we take in the beautiful shots there of the moon, Marissa Torres standing by with our weather and our traffic. Marissa, is this the time when we're supposed to get our crystals to summon like positive energy?
You should most definitely have your crystals on the wind. What is that called?
Windowsill.
Yeah, that thing. And make sure they're re-energizing. But a beautiful sight. There are a few perks to waking up in the middle of the night, and this by far is one of them. So if you can run outside and creep it, we do have a little bit of clouds, but even I was able to see that full glow around. We'll go ahead and talk about rain. We have the clouds out there, not giving way to rain yet, but we are looking at some rain later today, and we really need it. So we are just over 3 inches below where we're supposed to be for the year so far in Central Park. Now, we're going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms and showers today. We're really going to be closing that gap just in time for the weekend. Right now, you're noticing temperatures are quite mild out there. We're at 66 in Central Park, Lindenhurst at 57, even Hoboken at 65. We're going to have a southwest wind for today. That's going to continue to warm us up. The clouds that are out there, we're looking at them to hopefully break up by the time we get into about noon, 1 o'clock, a little bit like we did yesterday. And then we're really watching this front pushing in from the west. So high pressure remains offshore. That's the reason for the southwest wind, and that should give us some sun as we head in through the afternoon. Ahead of the front coming in, we have a prefrontal trough. The trough is what's going to be triggering some of these showers and thunderstorms as we head in through the afternoon, but the morning is quite quiet. It's just muggy out there. So notice the clouds by noon really start to break up and dissipate, and by then we should be seeing the sun coming out. So the sun with the southwest winds, we're going to be heating up. But notice by 5 o'clock, the evening rush, we start to see these showers pop up, thunderstorms as well, and these will be scattered thunderstorms throughout the tri-state, especially north and west where you're seeing it coming in a little bit earlier. But this even goes in through the evening hours where you continue to have a risk. That cold front coming through doesn't push through until after midnight through the early morning hours on Friday, and behind it, it brings in a northerly wind and helps really clear us out. The concern with these thunderstorms today is that they could be quite strong, so they actually upgraded the city and close-up Jersey to a slight risk for severe weather, a marginal risk east of the city. So with these storms, you could have the heavy
out there, Byron. So now confirmation what exactly is happening on the George Washington Bridge. It's on that upper level. We have a disabled vehicle blocking the lane, and look at how slow it is. When I talked about the delays, they were just past Alex. Now you're looking at most of the Cross Expressway with very slow and heavy traffic all the way to the Bronx Parkway, if not a little bit beyond that. So we'll continue to watch it inside of the Georgia Line, and then we'll take it on up towards the New York State Freeway. We talked about construction earlier. Looks like that cleared out. Now we have a crash involving a tractor trailer that is blocking two lanes on the way south side, and it's right here by the Parkway Connect. So these are the delays heading into it. Once you get past it and head towards Miracle Bridge, and things are fine and looking quite nice. In fact, this is the Spanish Bridge. You have a bird flying across. It's a little serene out here, but traffic is moving well into Westchester this morning. But more weather and traffic coming up around 6:15, guys. Back to you.
Marissa, thank you.
At this hour, pretty much from Casino Boulevard, once you pass that, traffic is rather tight and close together, just like it is here, and all the way through Woodhaven, that you continue to see those slowdowns. Just volume. There's just more cars on the road that we are generally seeing these days. Southern State Parkway, though, this is a really good option if you're coming in from Long Island. Southern State pretty much good end to end as you make your way into Queens towards the Grand Central Parkway. Roads are dry. That's also another plus to the commute for this morning. Then we'll check in on rail. So subways are good with major commuter rail lines. Metro North, LIRR, New Jersey Transit and Path all reporting that things are on or close to schedule. Doesn't get better than that on a Wednesday morning. Alternate side of the street parking, it is in effect today citywide. Meter rules also apply. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up, guys, at 6:30. Back to you.
All right, Marissa, thanks. More electric buses on the way to New York City. The MTA